Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I will be doing the Halloween song book tag that A Beautiful Chaos of Books created. I was tagged by her on Twitter, which I thought was really wonderful and lovely. She asked on Twitter if anyone wanted to be tagged and she pretty much tagged everyone that replied, which I thought was lovely. So I'm actually doing a tag that I was tagged to do, which is very exciting. So I've had to write out the books that I need for each question so I can get them off my shelf before I sat down to film. Some of these questions I can't actually answer, so this is going to be really interesting and I hope you enjoy the video, so I'm just going to jump straight in. The first question is Thriller, a book that was an absolute page turner. So for this question I chose Baby Doll by Holly Overton. I read this in 4 days. It's the first thriller like this one that I've ever read and I absolutely loved it, but that's my answer for this question. Question 2 is Somebody's Watching Me, a book that gave you serious creeps. I haven't really read any books that gave me serious creeps. I hardly ever read thrillers or horrors, so I can't actually answer this because off the top of my head, out of all the books I've read, nothing has given me the serious creeps, so it kind of sucks that I can't answer this question. I feel really bad that I can't answer it. Question 3, Vampire, a book you hated so much it was soul-sucking, i.e. incredibly tedious to get through. This one I couldn't get through at all, so that's why it's the answer to this question, and that is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. Now, not all of these books are Halloween related, just going to make that point quick, because I don't really have that many Halloween related books. But yeah, I couldn't even finish this. I think I got to about page 50 just after that. Both times I tried reading it and I just could not read it. Question 4, I Put a Spell on You, a book featuring witchcraft or magic. I have 2 books for this. One I have read, one I have not. So I'm going to go with one which I don't think really counts, but I want to kind of put it in there anyway. And that is Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. Now I'm putting this one in here because in the book, if you haven't already known, there's a kind of magic where some of the characters who could read out loud, well, they'll read out loud and then something from the book will come out of the book. And that's kind of magical, but if it doesn't count, then I picked The Witch's Kiss by Catherine and Elizabeth Core. I haven't read this one, but I love this one. Those are the 2 books I kind of chose. I hope Inkheart counts for that because I thought that was kind of magical. So that's those 2. Question 5, this Halloween, your favourite treat or snack to eat while reading. I don't tend to eat when I'm reading, but when I did, I would have something kind of easy that I don't have to use both hands for. So either some crisps or peanuts or just little bits of chocolate here and there, something like that. Question 6, time warp. Let's do the time warp again. What book or books do you like to return to at this time of year? I've never really returned to any books at certain times in the year. However, I haven't put it on Goodreads again because I don't see the point, but I've recently restarted reading My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I started reading this in between other books. I'm just reading a couple pages here or there. I love this book very much. And I think it's perfect for Halloween time. I think I gave this 4 or 5 stars on Goodreads, but if I could, I would give it 10 stars. Question 7, Hungry Like the Wolf, a book you love so much you devoured. This doesn't really go with like a spooky theme or anything, but it's the only book I can think of the top of my head that I read in one sitting and loved so much, but that is Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. Me and my friend read this book from around the same time at night to just around the same time at 3 AM in the morning. We both loved it and I would happily reread this book over and over until the pages fall out of the cover. Question 8, The Addams Family, a book featuring a dysfunctional family. Now I don't know if I own any books that have dysfunctional families in them. If I have, I haven't read them yet, so I don't have an answer for this sadly, so I'm going to skip this question. I hate skipping questions. Question 9, Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, a book genre that you were scared or intimidated to pick up. So there isn't a specific genre that I'm scared or intimidated to pick up, so I kind of changed it a little bit and went with an author, and that is Stephen King. I am very intimidated by his writing. I tried reading Stephen King's It as a physical copy and I could not read it, so in the end I had to read it as an audiobook. It still took me 4 months to read the book, to listen to it. So I'm kind of intimidated to pick up any of his other books just in case it's kind of similar. Now I know and understand that Stephen King's It is very, very long, and whilst I enjoyed it, it just took me so long that I'm now scared or intimidated to read any more of his books, though I have a long list of books by him that I want to read. And the final question, question 10, The Twilight Zone, a book with a completely different and unique premise. And this is the third question I can't answer. Out of all the books I have, they're kind of very similar. I have a very specific rut when it comes to books. They're either the same with different characters and different plot by like a tiny bit. I don't know. It's just all my books are pretty much similar. So the only thing I can do is not answer this question. Again, I really hate not answering questions. I feel really bad. I don't think I've got anything on any of my bookshelves that is completely different to something else that's on my bookshelves. I can't answer that one, sadly. So that's all the questions. I'm going to tag my friend Tanja. I will leave a link to her description in the box below, and I will also link Nicole's channel and original video to the tag in the description below as well. And I just want to say thank you to her for tagging me in this. That's it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time in another video. Bye guys!